Welcome to the Tavern, a Raidcast with Dragon. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your grind as my guests and I discuss a little bit about what it's like to be the leader of a clan inside Raid. We'll share our experiences, discuss issues, and even give advice that we feel leadership of other clans could find helpful. The first guest that I have is John. He is the leader of the Chofly Daycare feeder clan. Let's see what he has to say. Hey, I'm here with John, leader of Chofly Daycare. What's up with you, John?
What's up, bud? How's it going?
I'm just hanging out. One of them good old evenings after work.
I hear that.
Right? So, I brought you here today to talk a little bit about how it is to be a leader in Raid, the clan leader in Raid. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your clan?
Well, I got recruited straight out of public chat and Brad's Discord. It kind of a out of the blue type deal. Asked me to lead their feeder clan, Chofly Daycare. Nice. I know that's funny to some of you, but that's no troll. That's true stuff. So anyways, I came in and they said, all right, well, this is what is expected. This is what we want to happen. And here you go. So, I mean, this is what we're doing. I started out, I think I've been a leader for 3 weeks, going on 4 now.
Nice. So how's your first month as a clan leader in Chofly been?
Ups and downs, to say the least. We started out pushing only brutal with like 11 guys, and we were having a hard time downing it. And I basically went to the upper leadership. I said, hey, look, I said, if y'all find anybody that can hit brutal or is on the low end of nightmare, just have them contact me and I will talk to them and I'll try to get them in. Right. And so that's kind of how we got things going. It wasn't long and I was getting bombarded with DMs. I mean, I used to keep my phone on loud so that I got Discord notifications and my phone would go off. I had to turn them off. Smart man. Yeah, I had to turn them off.
Yeah, it can be quite annoying. You know what I mean, dealing with so many notifications and stuff. But it's definitely smart to keep at least notifications for your DMs and important channels and shit. So is that the main way you recruit? Is through just being contacted through the Chofly server?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, like, I'm talking to a guy right now. Have no idea where he came from. Just got a DM from him. Just happened to click on his name, and he's in the Chofly server. I mean, no big deal. I mean, it is what it is. I'll talk to him, see what the guy knows, see what he wants to do, see if he's ready to learn and listen and pay attention, and we'll go from there. I mean, he's got an okay roster. I mean, I'm not going to say it's trash. I'm not going to say it's, God tier.
Right. So
he's got some work to do.
Right, and that's to be expected. You know what I mean? When you come into a higher league of clan, there's going to be things that you're going to, as a leader, especially if not officer and other members, you're going to need to teach the new members. So, what's your general expectations whenever you see a new recruit?
First thing I look for is an attack down.
Nice.
That's the first thing I look for is, do you have an attack down champ? And if you don't, it's gonna be a little rough because I really want people to have attack downs. Like, in my eyes, that's a huge staple for what Clan Boss is all about. I mean, that was preached to me from the moment I started doing Clan Boss and learning about Clan Boss in the Chofly server. Have an attack down. Yeah. You need that attack down. If you don't, good luck living past, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 minutes. Good luck.
Yeah, especially on auto. Yeah, it's anywhere around 10 clan boss turns or so. After that, he starts hitting ridiculously hard if you're at the general level that your power level should be. So yeah, attack down's very important. Anything else that you like really look for?
I mean, if they have a counterattack champ that's 5-star ascended or 6-star ascended, it kind of throws me off because I'm like, okay, well, they do too much damage for brutal.
Right.
Or when I first started the Daycare, I was like, well, they do too much damage for brutal, so I mean, do I send them up to nightmare, or I mean, what do I do? And it just got to the point to where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take them. I'm just gonna take them.
I mean, in general, the people that have them OP strong ass fucking heroes like that. Fuck Bloodhorn, I hate you. They have the potential. They have, when they have a good selection of heroes, they have strong potential. But it takes knowledge and a good amount of grinding and stuff like that. So in general, once you get a new recruit in, what's the most common advice that you give?
Most common advice?
Yeah. I mean, it's really one.
I mean, it's really kind of hard to say because once again, everybody's case is different.
True.
And so it's really hard for me to say. For the general, I'm going to use population here and use that lightly, but I mean, for the general population, it's like, I mean, I don't really know. I don't really have an answer for you. I don't really know. I mean, because everybody's different.
Right. All right, then how about what's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, here we go. People who do not read Discord and pay attention. Like, we have our own Daycare channel in Discord.
Right.
And it is strictly for Daycare members to get information from me because a lot of them are still learning, how to use Discord, how a proper CB clan is structured.
Right. So as far as that goes, clearly Discord is the major communication hub for Chofly.
Without a doubt.
I mean, even though it's difficult for people to learn and stuff like that, or even a smaller clan starting out that wants to grow, do you feel like it's an absolute necessity in Raid to have a Discord or an alternate chat app?
Yes, because if you start off without that and you're disorganized, when you try to start implementing that weeks or months into what you have already built, people they're not gonna enjoy that. They're gonna say, okay, well, why are you trying to shove this down our throats? I mean, we've gotten this far without it and we're doing fine. Why do we need to change now?
Right.
This is kind of a deep statement, or an off-topic statement, I guess. Human nature is they're afraid of change.
Yeah, true.
So if you start a clan or want to start a clan or anything for that matter, if
you try to change it midway through.
If you try to change midway through, my fear is getting backlash. Right. I would implement things from the beginning.
Right, make it something that's well known and a easily recognizable expectation. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree there.
As far as the Discord thing goes, every time I accept somebody in game, they get an acceptance message from me, letting them know what is expected of them from day one.
Right.
And the staple things being Discord activity. Check Discord every day. Please try to check Discord before you use your keys. That way, if I made a change late at night for 2 people to move from brutal to nightmare, and you're one of them, well, you hit brutal, well, then you're having to use 3 keys later in the day to catch up to the nightmare people who have already hit, and you take a chance on screwing them out of 2 chests.
Right. Well, you mentioned, having brutal and nightmare taking, attacking both at the same time. Is that your fix for clan boss?
With the 30 people system and my eyes, for me to accomplish what is expected of me within the Chofly community as far as being a feeder clan,
right,
brutal and nightmare is the only way to go. I was trying to push my nightmare hitters up to the upper clans the other day, well, I guess about a week ago, and I went to my officer and I said, we have no choice but to move to nightmare.
Come on, gold. Yes,
we have no choice but to move to nightmare.
Are you watching this, bro?
Is that Ghostborn?
That is Ghostborn. Not super OP,
I guess that's good.
Yeah, but definitely good.
I guess that's good.
Yeah, okay, an A1 60% decrease defense. That's definitely strong. AOE 100% heal reduction.
Fire Knight
Spirit Keep. She's Spirit, so that's applicable. Faction Wars, of course. Actually, I've heard of someone having Ghostborn kind of help carry him through boss tags. AOE 75% chance of decreased defense, cannot be resisted, and 50% increase AOE attack. So strong support, and it's got a faction crypt aura.
Damn, it kind of looked like Bad L at first. When I saw his face come through, it didn't register quite yet. But Ghostborn, I mean, that's not a bad Lego.
No, not bad for sure.
I think he's one of the cooler looking Legos.
Yeah, definitely looks dope. All right, well, so you said the only way for you to go is to split them up, so that way you can keep moving people up. What's your general goal?
Well, I guess I don't know if it's a community goal or my goal or whoever's. It doesn't really matter.
I want to know your goal as the leader of Chofly Daycare.
Truth be told, I would like to stay as a split clan.
Really?
I would like to run brutal and nightmare, and then if it comes down to it, to where we move from nightmare to ultra nightmare, I mean, that's a long shot, but if we get to that point, then we get to that point. But as of right now, I mean, I would prefer to run a split clan. I mean, it's fairly easy to do. It's not hard by any means. I mean, my officer, it's me and one other person. My officer controls the nightmare keys and does a spreadsheet for them, because I track everybody's damage every single day.
Nice, very good.
I check key usage, damage per key. We have a running average that shows what damage you do per day per key.
Nice.
I mean, we track everything.
That's some personal investment right there. So, with running a split clan like that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you get a lot of, wires crossed and miscommunications and stuff like that, but what would you say the biggest issue with running a split clan is?
Well, we're 3 days into it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we just started it Monday. I made the decision last Thursday last Thursday, I came to the clan and I said, look, this is what we're going to do. And I don't really care if you like it or not. I said, we're going to run a Saturday team and a Sunday team. The Saturday team, we're going to hit Nightmare. And then the Sunday team, we'll hit Nightmare on Sunday. If you're not on...
Was that just kind of like a damage check to see who's where and what?
Well, I mean, yeah, that was to see who could do what.
Okay.
And by Sunday afternoon, I had a list made of 16 people who I thought were capable of hitting Nightmare.
Nice. So how do you control damage with, the two teams?
Well,
Because from my experience as a leader in a couple different levels, like getting people, people overkilling, making sure that I personally like to spread the rewards around.
well, I'm only at 26 total members.
Oh, okay, so you say.
So I have 15 nightmare hitters and I have 11 brutal. I have no damage cap on either boss right now because I have 2 people in nightmare who cannot get max chest even with 4 keys.
But everyone else gets max chest.
But everyone else does.
Oh,
I have 13 out of 15 getting max chest
this last week. That's pretty damn good, man. Congrats.
And then everybody on brutal, other than one person, gets max chest with 11 people.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds like you're you're running it, a little bit of a tight ship, but you're focused and you stay communicating and observing your clan. That's definitely a lot of personal investment. So if you're watching everyone that hard, you know what I mean, and this ain't necessarily just for clan boss, but what's the most common mistake you see when people are progressing their accounts?
I thought you were going to go a different route there. I'll give you the original answer. What I thought you were going for is.
Well, what question do you think I was going to ask?
Well, I thought you were going to end that question with, well, what is the most common issue with Discord that you see? Okay. And I was preparing the answer already. I was going to go with, well, people don't read messages before they use their clan boss keys. Okay. And they don't. I try to lay things out as simple and straightforward as I can.
Do you DM everybody? That you do stuff, so you just post it in.
They get a server ping.
Okay.
We have Chofly Daycare has a permission set in the Chofly Discord, and when something needs to be addressed to them, they get pinged in the Daycare channel.
See, I had that same issue as well, and my biggest suggestion for that is always tell people to download Discord on their phone. I mean, even if you don't utilize it on your phone too much, it's a lot easier for a phone to just pop up a notification, and you can identify if it's even something worth you looking at. And that's also, most people in America at least, they wake up and one of the first things they do, besides use the bathroom and take a drink, is look at their phone. Yeah, so even if you don't use Discord on your phone, just to have that easy access form of communication is real good. So for all you Daycare members out there, you might want to pick that up because your leader don't play.
Well, and the thing is I try not to be, a hard ass, because I have realized this is a game and I want people to have fun. I don't want people to dread getting on Discord or getting on Raid and being hounded by me. I'm not that kind of person anyways.
Right. But coming from someone who is kind of that person, pretty much everything I do in my life I take fairly seriously, and it surprised me when it come down to running clans in Raid that even when you do have a disagreement or different point of views with your clan members, it seemed to me, because I'm a bit of an ass, this. And everyone in Chofly clans, they know this. I speak my mind. I don't take no shit, and I stay focused. You know what I mean? I tell how I see it. But so many members and so many people, that ain't a direct member of my clan, have told me yeah, you're a bit of a dick, but it's clear and obvious that you do this with the best intentions for the clans. You don't sugarcoat. I could say the exact same thing in a different manner, and it would have similar effects, and it would have the same intention. But it's just it's how I alliterate myself. And so my point is, if you got to be a bit of a dick, and some people respond better to that. There's a lot of submissive people out there, and that's kind of how they roll. And if you approach them hey, this is what I expect, this is what I need you to do. Do it now, whatever. Then they're more apt to work with that rather than saying, hey, can you do this for me, buddy? You know what I mean?
Right.
Then they get a little carried away in life. But at the same time, there's a lot of people out there that they don't deal too well in confrontation, or, you know, people being direct and blunt with them will make them nervous and stuff like that. Or they just don't like the fact you're a dick and go do something completely different.
Well, I'm not going to name names. I'm just going to touch on this briefly. I have a member who, first thing Monday morning, is he hit brutal.
Right.
And Sunday night before I went to bed, I said, hey, look, I said, this is the nightmare list. If you are not on it, do not hit it. This is the brutal list. If you're not on brutal, don't hit it.
Right.
Well, first thing he does, pops off an hour after reset, boom, hits brutal.
Which, so and it doesn't, to some people it don't seem like a big deal, but at the end of the day, there's a good chance that screwed someone.
Well, so I jumped on Discord right quick and gave him a warning. I did my keys, got to work, worked for a couple hours, talked to my officer about it. And I said, look, man, I'm gonna have to send him a PM, send him a private message and say, hey, look, dude, we cannot have that. I mean, you need to be paying attention. I know this isn't a day job and I'm not trying to treat it like one, but for this to work and for this to be effective and go the way it needs to go to help everyone, is we got to have 110% attention and concentration at all times.
At least to your DMs. Like, you don't want to chat, you don't want to.
And I said, hey, man,
you
look.
don't want to be a chatty kind of person, and that's cool, because it's mainly used for important lines of communication. You know what I mean? So,
and I told him, I said, look, man, I said, this week, do me a favor and get in the habit of checking Discord before you use your clan boss keys every single day.
And you know what? That's kind of where it comes to, my advice as far as downloading it onto your phone, because you don't have to actually check Discord. You will get a notification. You drop down your little notification bar, and if it's, say, hey, you got a DM from John, then that might be something worth reading. Otherwise, you go about your day, just as you did yesterday. And you kind of touched on something that you reminded me of something I went through when I was running the feeder clan for Chofly. A lot of people, you'll tell them something and they won't automatically just understand why you're doing this, or why that's so important, or why are you being so strict about this. And that's because they see it from their point of view. But a good leader, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're a good leader, you're a strong leader. You think about up to 30 people with every decision you make for the clan. It's not just, oh, here, let me make my top couple hitters happy, or, I'm on Nightmare, so I need Nightmare to go down today, fuck the rest. You make a decision based on the best interests for up to 30 people. And so, when you're, even if you're not fully, as a member, if you're not fully sure why that, that things are set how they are, imagine, what it does or how it affects your other members, your other clannies. I treat my clan members like they're my buddies. You know what I mean? And so, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you, man. I'm all here. I'm just listening to you.
Oh no, I had a little issue with my mic here. Turn the volume down. I couldn't hear myself. All right, and and it's just one of those things. Like, who was it? I recently had some of my top hitters hit Ultra Nightmare, because we're about to form up the Nightmare clans into another Ultra Nightmare clan for Chofly. And one of my members asked me, he's like, well, there's only 4 people that's hit Ultra Nightmare. Why are we hitting it when it's clearly not going to go down? I'm like, this is just a one-day thing for a damage check, because we need to, form up another Nightmare clan. We're moving people up. And granted, it's something, that simple of an explanation, but at the same time, it's one of those things that, like, them 4 or 5 people, they didn't get their, two times chest that day, but in the end, it will be a that one day of investment will be a bigger payout when they go up to Ultra Nightmare and are getting the top chest in the game. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? And to be honest, it was a little rough day for the people hitting Nightmare, because I had to micromanage people. I had to make sure that, you know, everyone used their keys on Nightmare that was left on Nightmare, because we've got to calculate it out to where everyone can get just the max damage, and everyone will get an ultra or an ultimate chest. So in that formula, you know what I mean, they saw the guy who asked me, the member that asked me about it, he didn't immediately understand why. And it's like, well, it's for the betterment of yourself personally, but also it will allow people from Chofly Daycare to move up to a Nightmare clan, and they'll have the consistency of always getting an ultimate chest, which, to be honest, it kind of sounds like you also have that under control. So, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things that, like, if you're a member and a leader tells you do something, 9 times out of 10, it's for your own benefit and for, you know, your other members and the clan as a whole. And so it's, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. All right, well, if I remember right, we should be right around your time limit for your grill to be hot. Hope you enjoy your dinner, but I got one more question. What is the biggest advice you can give to a new or up to brutal clan boss leader?
Pick and choose your battles, honestly. Like, I mean, if you want to start out with a group of 20 and, you know, let everybody hit and see what they're doing and take it on a day-by-day basis and do what I do and track their damage every single day. Once you track their damage and get a general feel, not 100% locked down precise that you can damn near, you know, time it with a drop of a hat, but just get a general feel for what they can do, what, you know, what their roster does, what your clan's capable of, then go from there. I mean, that's one thing that I had to do is I think I hard capped at 17 people, and the upper leaders of the Chofly community were like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Look, just give me some time. Trust me here. I've been doing math. I've been my gears have been turning.
Right.
And just trust me." Well, I ended up setting a damage cap at 26 mil per person. I wanted to go to 22, but I went to 26 to give people some breathing room. I did that for a week. I did that for 9 days. Every single clan member I had got a max chest for 9 days straight.
Nice.
And we dropped brutal 5 hours after reset.
I must say, it is a bit ridiculous that we have to set damage caps because of the way the clan system is set up.
It really is. This Polarium, they really screwed themselves, because I don't know if you know, but looking in the Chofly community private channels, the screenshots that get posted, there are a lot of good rewards dropped from clan boss chests.
There's a lot of ultimate chests, clan boss chests that are comparable to the ultimate or to the ultra nightmare clan boss chests.
I mean, but with that said, there's both good and bad.
Yeah, there is. I got a couple weeks of screenshots to show for it.
But I wish that Polarium would give us a live in-game damage counter, and or remove the HP cap on the bosses to a certain extent, or let us start at 0
and work our way up like that.
And work our way up.
Yeah, that's chosen suggestion. You know, and to be honest, all 3 of those that you've made, they're all fairly common suggestions. Like, it seems to be like that is common sense to everyone, and to the point where it's not like, even if it's not the best system, that is a system that it seems most people can agree on. So I don't understand why they're not implementing it, other than there's some kind of there's some kind of benefit to Polarium that would just I don't get. And maybe
I don't know what's going on behind the scenes there.
I don't either.
It didn't matter to me at first because I never knew much about Clan Boss. Then once I started watching Brad's videos and got into the Discord and started chatting, you were one of the first people I talked to, and started chatting and pinging ideas and asking questions. And I was like, well, wait a minute, Clan Boss is actually really kind of important in this game. And
yeah, it's
ever since then, I was like, yeah, they're not doing this right. They need to change some stuff here. I mean, they're seriously screwing themselves out of some, whether it be serious money or more dedicated player base.
It would definitely be the more dedicated player base, man. People would be so much happier knowing that they're going to wake up today and get an ultimate chest or a transcendent chest or whatever clan boss level that they would be so much happier to know that rather than the first 2, 3, 5 hours of reset. They're frantically trying to get in as much damage as they can. And a lot of people do that.
Hear me out and call me crazy, but honestly, the 500 or 600 mil HP jump from Nightmare to Ultra Nightmare is a bit ridiculous.
It's definitely a big climb, especially seeming that...
I would be okay with them bumping Nightmare to even 800 mil.
I mean, that would be
I've been thinking about that.
That would be a decent jump for sure. That would definitely leave a lot of room for
because you're going
150 million divided by 3. That would be an extra, or 30. I'm sorry, that'd be an extra 5 million available to everyone. And seeming, if you say an average is 8 million. When you're going from brutal to nightmare is like 7-8 million after masteries and all that per key. 8 times 4 is 32, so an extra 5 per person would get them almost to the 39 million. It would put them right under the 39.1 for the ultimate chest. So I would say they would have to almost go to 850. If they go to 850, then it would be plausible for even fairly new people that was making 7-8 million. Now they would have to buy an extra key, which is a financial benefit for Plarium. They would have to go 5 keys deep, but it would be actually possible for everyone in a clan to get the ultimate chest.
I mean, I seriously think that they should go to 850 on Nightmare, and then even on Brutal, take Brutal to 500.
They just need to recalculate all of it. They need to recalculate it. You can literally, because here's something else. No one, without that fucking real live damage counter, no one can immediately guess how much damage they're about to do. They cannot cap at immediately 39.1. You know what I mean? So what they're going to need to do is, or what they could easily do is, even at easy, 1.1 times 30. Easy clan boss needs 30 million HP.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we've got normal. 3.6 times 30. That's like 90 million. 95 million or some shit. There you go. And just do, it's simple math. And they do that all the way down. Although, let's see what this is. 70 million times 30, that's 2.1 billion. Is that right? Yeah.
Wait, what now?
2.1 billion.
For what?
For everyone to get a transcendent chest. For 30 people to get a transcendent chest. Yeah, it'd be 2.1 billion, which is almost double what it is now. They would almost have to double Ultra Nightmare.
It's on average 71 mil for a max chest.
Yeah, and which the thing is, that sounds like a lot to Brutal and Nightmare people. That sounds like a lot. 2.1 billion plus. Actually, it'd be, my math is rough estimate. So, but when you're talking about getting 30 people together that have the ability to hit 70 million in 4, and again, here's a financial benefit. People would buy keys, and clan leaders wouldn't have a problem. Nigga, I swear to God, if someone bought a fucking key and hit our focused clan boss in my clan, that's an auto kick right there. And I'm sure plenty of other clans are like that. And so literally, the way the system's set up, leaders stop members from spending money. That's not good for player. Because people would, especially with all the freezes and crashes, people would just buy more keys and buy more keys. And you know what? They're like, hey, I want to take out Nightmare too, buy more keys.
Well, see, I have a few members right now that they PM me every single day. Hey, don't need to buy keys. Don't need to buy keys. Don't need to buy keys. Don't need to buy keys.
Right.
Like, no.
All the damage is set.
Give it time for Nightmare to go down. Like, you're at 46 mil on Nightmare with 3 keys.
Right.
Leave it alone.
Right. You're fine. You got your chest. And
leave it alone.
And the clan boss will go down. And that's the thing. You don't need to worry about it because we currently have too many members, not enough HP to go around. So it will go down. Now, granted, sometimes things mess up. People lose multiple keys even and stuff like that. So, yeah, it may eventually be needed. But on the day-to-day, no. Don't buy no keys. And I guarantee you there's masses of leaders out there that tell their members, do not buy a key. If you do, use it on some other clan boss. Which means you're going to have to go up. Like, up, from Nightmare to Brutal, Brutal to Hard. Because and to most people, that's not going to be worth. I hit Nightmare, but I'm gonna go ahead and buy a key to hit Brutal. No, they want to buy a key to hit Nightmare, especially if they've already used 4 and they're under the damage. You know what I mean, for max chest, and they're like, I want to buy a key. Don't care.
How much HP does Brutal have left?
41 mil. All right. Well, I appreciate you. Sitting here and chatting with me, John. You seem to be doing a great job. And just as a side note, we was talking about Discord, and I honestly believe that is a very important means of communication in between clans. John got his position as a Chofly leader out of a spur of a moment thought on the Chofly leader's behalf, solely based off of the amount of chat activity he had in the public channels. So,
well, here, let's give them some context. When I got asked to be leader of Chofly community, Daycare clan, feeder clan, whatever you want to call it, I think I was at level 8, maybe?
Yeah, he was like 6 to 8, something like that. And it's ranked. We gotta give a little more context. Chofly Discord uses a ranking system where you gain experience inside the server for however many, how much chatting you do and how many posts you make. You can gain, so much experience in like 30 seconds to a minute. We have a bot that controls that. And only the most helpful and most chat active members of Chofly, were ranked in the top 10, except for John. He was
number 6 to 8.
Yeah, he was like 6 to 8, and he was doing it only in public channels. And at the time of that,
only in 3 channels.
Yeah, at the time of that, and I don't think you knew this. At the time of that, public channels XP that you gained for your chat activeness was cut in half.
No shit.
Yeah, it wasn't until that night when I told our Discord administrator, like, hey, no, regardless of where they chat, they should gain XP, the same amount of XP, because chatting anywhere in the Chofly community is a benefit to the Chofly community, and it allows us to really recognize who is that active. So, and now you're the number 1 spammer. Are you still hold that title?
I am ranked number 1, level 22, with 3.3k experience.
Yeah.
Worth of chatting, and I only just got ranked number 1 Monday afternoon, and it was not on purpose. Well, it was not on purpose.
Either way, I'm glad you showed your face in the Chofly community. You know what I mean? Your definite benefit. You seem to be doing great. You've only been you started as a hard / brutal clan, and now you're a strong ultimate, max chest having clan within a month for Nightmare and Brutal. So, you're doing a good job, man. I definitely appreciate you, sharing your experience and giving out, advice that you've shared. Definitely appreciate it. And, if anyone out there has any advice or takes any of John's advice, please leave it down in the comments. Hey, I'm sure he would like to know that he has helped someone else out there.
And I'll end it with this. I don't take credit for any of this. Where we are, it comes from all of us. It's not just me. It's not just my officer. It's not just 2 or 3 key members. It comes from the 26 of us that are in the Daycare clan right now, on top of the other 5, I do believe, that I have got moved up to the upper Nightmare clans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a team effort from day one, and it's been phenomenal.
It sounds like everyone's pulling their weight too. Well, it's good. I'm glad you're happy. Yeah. And I hope you continue success in your goals and your clan members and all that. I'm definitely going to make sure that you make it back onto another episode of the Tavern Raidcast with me. You definitely seem to have point of views and interest into the game and want to express them.
Oh man, this is it's a good game. I honestly didn't think when I started playing this game that I would be be this invested into it, and here we are 98 days later, I believe, 98 or 99 days later, and I'm still playing. And I mean, this clan is what really keeps me playing. Other than that, I mean, I probably would have quit by now.
Well, I'm glad you found us, man, and I'm glad everything has came out. Oh,
and I couldn't have done it without y'all either. Willing to take that chance. I mean, that was way unexpected. I never once thought that I would be here. I mean, I really enjoy Brad's content, and it sounds weird, but I look up to Brad because he has put so much time and effort into this game, and it's not that I take everything he says as gold, but as very, very knowledgeable information, because he has invested a lot of time in this game.
Right, and and honestly, I
hope everybody else does too.
You kind of do owe a good portion of your success here to him, because we tend to get a little wild in the officer powwows that we have here, and every once in a while we have an officer powwow where we're all in voice chat and we're just throwing around ideas and discussing whatever. And when this one came up, I honestly thought it would be something that Brad would scoff at, like seriously, you just want to pick a rando out of public channels and make him a leader of our clan. And Brad must have seen it in you too, because he was like, yeah, he's got it, and he came down and announced it to you. But you're here now, and you're definitely a big benefit to the community as a whole, and I'd like to imagine that you're also out there in other Discord servers, spreading knowledge, picking up knowledge, bringing it back, doing the general learning curve thing. And I'm sure we'll the general masses will hear from you again, and I see your ass in the server every day. So until next time, man, I appreciate you coming through and hanging out. Next time we'll have to crack some brews and truly relax. Unfortunately, I got work tomorrow, so I can't do that.
Yeah, everybody's got work, man. It's part of being an adult. Shit sucks.
Shit sucks. All right, well, till then, man. Holler at you later.
Yep. Thanks, bud.
Yep. All right, thanks, John. Appreciate your input as always. Next up, we have a friend of mine, Ranny Bunny. I came across his clan when I was searching for a clan for my Baby Whale account. I didn't stay long, but I found his clan interesting, his members friendly, and his general conversation, the clan's general conversation and company pretty engaging. So let's see what he has to say about being a leader in the raid community. I'm here with Ranny Bunny, the leader of the Red Bunny Code clan. How's it going, man?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good, just trying to keep up with all of my raid people, and make sure that we all get our little voices heard on how we feel about the game. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your clan? It's you guys are a hard focused clan boss clan, and
that's true.
How many members do you have currently?
Right now we have 28 members, but we're gonna go for the 30. I usually like leaving one spot open because there's always like a gem you might find somebody that's looking for a clan, and there's a serious hitter that actually happened to me, and just really pushes your clan forward, especially in the early and mid.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely respect that. As a leader of a feeder clan, before my current station, I always kind of really weighed my recruits to see if whether they was really focused on the game, or if they was put the effort forth. And when you do find that one member who is just on that same level as you, it's always good to have a spot for them. So tell me a little bit about like what's your requirements for your clan? What do you expect out of your members?
Honestly, the most important thing for me is activity. Is I don't care how hard they hit. I don't care how many millions of damage they do per each clan boss. I only care that they're active, they're on Discord, they're communicating. Because I'm a big, I'm a sucker for believing in people, and I believe in my clan. I've seen people go double on their damage with normal clan boss when we started out their build, and then after getting their mastery is jumping 3 million to 10 million.
Yeah, that's true. There's always room to grow. So it's more about the person, their personality, and what they bring. What they bring to the clan. So
Yeah, exactly.
when you are recruiting for your members, what do you find to be the hardest part of deciding whether they're really fit for your clan or not?
I was concerned in the beginning about personality, but as I found out, it doesn't matter unless they have terrible personality, which hasn't happened to me yet. Everybody in Raid is very friendly. The one thing is being on this. I mean, Discord is where it's at. You
Yeah.
put the links to everything. If it's your channel or anybody else's that shares content, teaches of theirs. That's how they grow. That's how they learn. They're not gonna learn and grow. They're just doing their thing, not getting on Discord, not being in community, and they're not gonna stay if they're not gonna be in a community. The community is what makes it. Eventually, even though you're sitting in a screen all day long, what you're actually doing is, and that's also something that Valerian made to understand. Hopefully.
All right, you're breaking up a little bit there, but I definitely understand you. I found the Red Bunny Code Clan while I was trying to take my my mini account around and find a good clan for him. And one of my main things was having almost Discord mandatory clan. Now I come find out that it seems like a lot of people are kind of hit to the beat on that, and that even though if it's not mandatory, they still usually have a large contingency of their members that are on a Discord channel or a Discord server. So honestly, coming from a leader of your clan, a leader of my clan, I would highly suggest anybody that is running a clan to consider at least having a Discord for their clan, because having that connection, that free and continuous line of communication, whether to update clan goals or just to chat on a friendly level, or even just to post some pictures to flex a little bit, it brings a whole new concept to the game outside of the in-game chat. And actually, I'm on your guys' Discord, and you guys, you're right. You don't have any issues with personality. You got a bunch of friendly people. There's a good mix. There's mostly adult. You can have some younger people on there, and it's like it's like a good family vibe.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for.
And you know what? To be honest, that's kind of hard to find in some of these games. A lot of people are, very competitive, strict. Me personally, I'm a bit of an iron fist kind of leader. But even my members, even while I'm kind of getting in their ass about stuff, they also understand that I'm doing it for the clan. I'm doing it for every individual member. I keep them in mind when I make decisions, and it's just kind of how I keep all the loose ends tied together. What about you? Like, what do you find to be like the hard edge for you? Like what do you kind of like really have a low tolerance for?
Lack of activeness really pisses me off. I mean, because I've told everyone, I've told everybody, if you're gonna be inactive, just say so. It's fine. Then we'll know that you're not just inactive for no reason. You know, you're going on a trip, you're gonna do something. And by the way, if any of your clannies are listening to this, they should know that if you are strict, I think it's for the clannies that because the clans that run a tight ship, I am eventually more successful. They get the better gear, they can advance more, they can actually compete. But you know, it's a mix. I didn't want this to be insanely just you know, a grind and gotta do today and gotta have like one of the deputies suggested we do a 3-star mandatory every day. And I understand where that comes from, but I don't want to make people not enjoy connecting on the game. I would love to have a plan. I don't need to be top 10, I don't need to be top 100. I would like to have a good clan and full of people that enjoy and help each other. And that's my aim. That's it. And the biggest thing there is to it is listening to everybody and working with them, not against. There is no big decision I do without consulting with the deputy.
Yeah, that you know what, I'm a little bit of a lone wolf myself, but I find myself relying on my officers to the point where there's decisions or objectives that need done on the leader end that I'm like, man, I could not be able to do this without my officers, without my deputies, without even then some of my non-title, highly active members. It finds myself with that sense of, you know, actually the lack of sense of a one-man army, and it makes things less stressful, makes things less tedious. You know, I don't let my anger or irritation get to me, and that can, when those things affect you, it can really negatively affect your members.
Yeah, you know what? In Hebrew, we say the fish stinks from the head. It means the boss is always the source of everything in a company.
Right. I can see
if
that.
The boss is a mean fuck, then he's gonna have assistants with your mean fucks up, and they're all gonna be happy. And if the boss is nice, then everybody is nice and helpful to everybody. That's the way it is.
Right. Well, it sounds like you definitely have a good grasp of both the hard edge and the soft side of being a leader. Really communicating with your members and your officers, and also at the same time, that strive to push to keep everyone advancing at kind of at the same level. There's a saying in America, I'm sure it's global, but you're usually only as strong as your weakest link. So
exactly, yeah, that's true.
You don't have to fret about. I definitely don't. I'm one of them people that the people who are doing the most. We're all human, so we're gonna mess up from time to time, and as long as you see someone putting forth the effort or really working towards something, towards an individual goal, or working with their community towards helping another or something like that, it's something that kind of overshadows everything else, whether someone's damaged a key or there's someone missing a couple keys or something on Clan Boss. It's more about seeing that overall investment, personal investment.
So I felt that from you. You don't just say it, you actually, I'm sure you believe it and you do it, because from the moment you entered a chat room, always made time to help people and say exactly what you think and do it.
Yeah.
Even if it's some person that's really just starting out, that's like your top priority. And I know that people say that, I've heard people really being there, not just for that. And thank you.
Yeah, and actually, whenever I first entered, the Red Bunny Coat Clan Discord chat, I noticed that you guys, there was a lot of chat about game stuff, game content, and helping and all that, but there was also a lot of chat about personal life and kind of feeling for each other. So it's one of those things that once you're connected with each other, even on a game level, you guys, people really start to let each other in on their personal life as well, and it's and it brings that full community vibe around, and I love that. I strive for that. So when a new person enters the game, even, or just my clan, me, and it's unspoken, but me and a lot of my clan members, we embrace that person. We let them in, let them know, hey, we're here to help, we're here to shoot the shit. Everyone can be the subject of a joke and just whatever, and it really not only locks them into being loyal to your clan and to your cause and understanding when shit gets rough, but it locks them into the game. I've told many of the leaders in the Chofly community that morale is just as important as in general performance. Keeping your team happy to be there, and even just chatting about whatever, it really gives people the sense of community. And as every content creator says, that the thing about Raid, the number one thing, honestly, is the community. We have a great community of people, both trolls and sweethearts, and just all kinds of people that make us one big family kind of vibe. So
I was amazed at the creation and the community around mobile game. I've been telling my girlfriend, your video games are really not interesting. And like, yeah, but it's so amazing.
Right.
I can't stop telling her about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I got a few people in my life, my mother and a couple of my buddies, and some of them are into mobile gaming, so they understand the consistent, continuous connection to that, you know what I mean? But still at the same time, they're like, well, I just don't get it, and it's like, well, you gotta let yourself be in it, and then you really understand, like, just because we don't know each other in real life doesn't mean we're not some of the closest friends, and appreciate, some people's kind words, or, even hard advice. So to get a little more on some more global kind of subjects, what do you feel is lacking in the game structure to help leaders lead their clan, to keep clans on objective? What would, if you could add something to the game to kind of help a leader role? Either find members or keep connection to their members or anything like that outside of Discord, of course.
Well, there's a few things. I've heard about a few things from other players in other games. One of them was mentorship challenges. It's like challenges that you have. Let's say, for example, you get to level 60, or you're a clan leader or something like that. Then you have mentor challenges where you have to go with a person and do certain missions. Obviously, you can't do that in this game, but you could probably have it built in a different way. Maybe something along the lines of stages that you have to complete with half of your team from their champions and half of your team from your champions, or something like that. And of course, there's also no clan missions. There's no point to having a clan. And besides clan boss, there's literally nothing. I mean, there's no clan versus clan. There's no there's nothing. There's no. I mean, there are the background missions, and summoning mystery shards and ancient shards.
Yeah, that's primarily
who
just
pays
for
attention
ranking.
to that?
Right. I mean, yeah. I'm in a fairly serious clan, and have been the leader of mine for some months now. And honestly, no, I don't. I don't really pay no mind to that.
There's no banner. There's no banner. You can't change an icon. For everybody has the same banner in the clan. Go to the clan list. Everybody has that stupid ass shield-looking banner, and nobody can choose different banner.
Huh. Yeah, I never thought about that neither. So kind of like a badge to show either, something unlocked by your clan or something like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, just like showboating, I mean, once you finish hard clan boss, you get more banners, and you can choose between some of them, just something to give your clan like a push or something. There's a lot of things that can be done and added, but Plarium seems to be more focused on creating new content, and because I guess it's kind of for a lot of reasons that I can think about that are probably viable reasons for creating new content, not fixing older things, but there's a lot of older things that need to get fixed. in the game.
I fully agree with you there. I cannot tolerate the fact that there's so many hero bugs, and even just graphic bugs. Who was I running? I can't remember who I was running. Maybe it was Prince Kaimar or something, but I kept getting the little ZZZ animation.
Oh my god, that ZZZ! Oh my.
Yeah, on the big spider, it's like, well, like you can't even put that big spider to sleep. Like I can't even believe that animation procced at all. So just like even though they're little things and they're harmless, it just kind of gives you the sense of an incomplete game or something, and it really is kind of troublesome that even basic small things like that they've not approached it to fix it, and it just leads you to wonder like what other things have I not experienced that is in the game that's like just really killing the vibe for other people, and how many things are just to feel incomplete. So I could kind of see that, especially at an earlier stage like your clan in the game, having banners to show I have taken down hard, I have taken down brutal clan boss, and to be able to put that on your members, that would be good. And something that I didn't have any thought around, but it's been an issue for me, is in Chofly we took all our nightmare clans and broke them down into smaller clans so everyone can get their max chest for nightmare. And so my personal clan went from top 200, top 230 maybe max, to 700. And I'm like, so I had to actually put an announcement out to the public of Chofly, like, don't take, if you apply for a Chofly clan, don't take the Nightmare clan's ranking as our actual level, because we're running at half capacity, and we've had to create even a couple new clans to hold these people, the 15-man clans to hold these people, so they're not going to have a lot of the old the stats for the clan ranking. They're not going to have a bunch of a bunch of numbers into those, but we're still taking down Nightmare daily. We're still a well-structured clan. And just to not take that ranking seriously. But if we had something like you was talking about with banners, we would all be able to represent that. No, we are all Nightmare. You know what I mean? Maybe even if what you said come to true, that there would be like, take Nightmare Clan down 100 times or something like that. And like, we would be able to wear those badges and, signify our accomplishments in the game.
Yeah, more specific. It's too general. There's things that people don't talk about it anymore because they've gotten used to it. But the clan chat and the general chat are disgusting. I have never seen a game with such bad chat. On the one hand, it's good because people have to get on Discord,
right?
which is a plus. But on the other hand, there's no direct message. There's nothing. It's the worst chat I've ever seen.
Actually, tell you the truth, you just said something to really that describes it all up. When a basic concept as chat is so bad inside a game that it pushes other people outside the game to find a chat, that is terrible design. No one should feel obligated to leave the game to chat with their friends, clan members, or anything like that. And it's the absolute truth. I don't know, I don't remember exactly how your clan's in-game chat is, but ours is completely dead. We laugh at people that try to use it. New members come in and is like, look, man, don't nobody use this at all.
That's why I got really hyped about that 461.
Oh yeah, 461, the secret code. It's where that's where all the good players are. Right, yeah. I went to a couple channels and was surprised by the activity I seen. 420, was it 696? I think was one, and they have some general activity, but it's usually people on there to kind of showboat there because they have the ascend this piece, summon this champion, those things.
Yeah, that's you see a lot of chicken work going on there. Suddenly, a guy gets fuses rosin, and a second later, he has a 6-star rosin.
Right. Yep. Yep. You watch the whales cry.
Yeah. The whales cry. That's the sound they make. I think it's don't they screech?
You know what? I'm not exactly sure, but one of my old games I used to play whenever like in this game they call it first world problems. When someone who's got crazy roster or crazy strong heroes, and they're they're griping about they didn't get this hero or that hero or whatever. It's like, yeah, we hear your wail cry. Okay, like you've got some of the top heroes in the game. You've clearly spent good money on this game, and you're oh so sad that you didn't get that brand new hero in this RNG based game.
So, so sad for them.
Right, so sad for them. First world problems. Alright, so yeah, definitely like some way to promote your achievements of your clan, like banners or badges, or even being able to have clan logos that you unlock, different stencils. Clash did that. That would definitely be interesting and helpful for promoting your clan.
It's actually relevant on the community as well. To mention that, forget. In other games, there's an event where there's a special monster that comes out, where it's not clan boss, a game boss, and the entire community has to work together to take him down.
Yeah, the global bosses. Yeah, Final Fantasy had one of those, and it was crazy when everyone was active when that thing come up. Everyone.
And you could get rewards by the clan that does the most damage, and that would push people to actually have full clans and not 11 spots.
Huh? That's nice. I like that. Yeah, that would.
Way to get rewards. Yeah.
That would, because I mean, there's a lot of clans out there that are breaking their members down or capping their members at 15, 20, whatever, just for clan boss reasons. So that would push them.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so what other aspects of leadership have been troublesome for you? Like whether recruiting or keeping everyone on task, or what other issues have popped up?
Well, I'm a very lazy person, so recruiting definitely has been just a terrible job, and that has to do with the clan chat, because you can't really recruit in game chat. If you go to English one, which is where everyone, the other problem, and one of them is being recruiting. Big problem with recruiting, which is the hard, is there's no recruiting channel in game. And I've actually, if it's not related, but it's up, Valerian had a big, is customer service general having an admin in the channel, just going around seeing that everything works well. I mean, when you actually I've tried to make when you send them a support note.
Yeah, and you get the automated response.
Yeah, not just the automated response, it goes nowhere, it goes to the void. I've done many of those, and it doesn't seem like they actually take it serious. I've had to go on Discord under bugs and technical issues and stuff like that, and just beg them to do something about certain things.
There's absolutely no way to know if you're being heard. So it comes down to someone making a podcast and talking to regular, not high-end or, other content creators, talking to regular people about the issues they experience.
Yeah. If you could sum up Larium's problem with one word, no listen. They need to listen more. They need to hear what the players have to say. Everything's being said a dozen times by every hunter. I've heard it so many. The chat, they don't even talk about it anymore, because it's so obvious that it's not going to change and it's so bad. They just forget about it. Nobody's on chat anymore, because everybody's on Discord, so that's why they don't complain about it. It's not just chat. It's a lot of things that just Larium needs to listen, need to go back. And there's things people have said which are amazing money makers for the company. The company would implement. I mean, the daily login rewards, it doesn't cost them anything. It's just another line of code, just a bunch of random rewards. They don't really make Plarium lose that much money, and benefit players and make them stay long.
Yeah, and that kind of leads to another leader issue is, players that aren't like super intense on grinding, they lose interest in this game real quick. They don't give them much incentive to help new players, like really get in depth into the game before they get burnt out on just grinding the same campaign stages over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it makes it rough. It makes it rough for leaders to kind of keep their members engaged, and it relies a lot more on that community connection rather than the game content.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, another issue that we haven't actually touched on was Clan Boss. You know, the general design of it. I know you're a early to mid-level Clan Boss team, but do you have much issues with people overkilling and other people losing out on rewards, or people racing to use keys?
No, because we've made I built a website for the clan, and I put a guide on which clan boss to attack, and usually it happens to the new players because nobody really wants to beat anything, so they suddenly you'll see a new player just down easy boss in the first 2 hours. So we kind of make fun of them and let them know that they need to go for harder bosses and they need to help us take those down.
Okay, so it seems like you got that under control then.
Yeah, that's not a big problem, and if a person doesn't listen, and which is what the problem that we had people that weren't on Discord, weren't communicating in game, so there was no communication, and they weren't improving as well. So the people that don't communicate are usually people that don't improve as well. So those people usually we slowly help them leave the clan,
right?
You could say, because you're just lurking to see if they're inactive. You just get rid of them because they're really slowing everybody down. And I literally asked the clan. I've sent messages clan chat. I've sent messages in general chat when they were connected, just to let them know. Listen, you gotta get on clan chat at least. You need to attack certain bosses, and if there's no communication, then there's no improvement. Communication is the biggest thing, the biggest decision that really changed the clan. It went from normal to brutal in under a month.
Yeah, that's a nice jump.
Was recruiting players solely through this.
Yeah, that's what we did in That's how we operate in Chofly, to keep from having to tangle, with people about, hey, you need to get on Discord and stuff like that. We just do all of our recruiting through Discord. And honestly, luckily we have, a good content creator, a popular content creator, so we don't have to promote that much. But there's been a few times that we, would release an ad in the official Discord's recruitment channel and stuff like that. But even then, a lot of people don't find their way there. A lot of people that are looking for good clans, and once someone gives up from looking for a good clan, if the clan they're in isn't really right for them, they usually end up quitting the game. So, touching back on the recruitment channel thing that you had mentioned, having an in-game recruitment channel that's solely for posting recruitments, and looking for a clan or looking for members, stuff like that, would be very helpful for, the in general health of the game.
So basic. It really is.
But then they would have to have a moderator that would watch at least the recruiting channel to make sure that people ain't spamming it and, chatting about whatever. Which goes...
I don't think they believe the game is going to have a long... The way they're not changing things, I think they're planning on just trying to bring in and promote new players coming into the game, just having new blood come in. I think it's the whole gacha thing. I mean, because games do tend to die out, but...
Yeah, but usually they got a good few years in them.
Yeah, this game, I mean, I don't know how long Clash of has been around, but I think it's been around for about a decade. I mean, it is possible, and this game is profitable. They should make the effort for them just to be more profitable.
Yeah, it kind of seems like they need to expand their operation a little bit so they can cover more aspects of the game. Have a, they all we know is of Cirilla, the community manager or whatever, and we need more people. And then there's moderators that are on Discord, but we need people that are actually in game that are recognizable to be like, oh well, they're an employee for Plarium or whatever. They're the chat moderator, and they're people that are here to make sure that things are running smoothly, that channels are because there's no need for 1,000 English channels and 1,000 channels for each language. There's not, because people ain't even using the in-game chat. Not anywhere not anywhere close to the percent of people that are in the game.
Yeah, that's true.
So if there was more actual structure to it, and more people on the developers end putting effort into it, then they would know we need a recruitment channel. We don't need 1,000 English channels. There's some people get on here and they talk about things that shouldn't be brought out publicly, things that are just globally known to not, just trolls. And it's
Yeah.
and I'm not talking about the general troll, just someone there always saying something negative. I'm talking about, people being racist and things like that. And it's like, man, there's nothing. It's Wild West out here. And
it's real cringe. It really is. It's real cringe. I have, you guys might take it a little bit easier. But I don't know. For me, just seeing a person spam the word every day for 20 minutes and Plarium does nothing about it, even though you keep turning to them and you keep asking them to ban this person or kick them because it's not profitable to them, kind of pisses me off. That's like the one thing I can say that. And I want them to make money. I want them to be successful. I do, but there's boundaries they gotta work on. They gotta take care of their baby. It's their game. They invested time in working it and doing new things, and they're shooting their own foot.
Yeah,
they're really hindering themselves.
And it also directly affects us as leaders. It makes it hard for us to, promote in-game chat and to recruit from the public channels, and in general just stay active, keep people on the game. I know for myself as a leader, granted I do have a few more extra responsibilities outside of just gameplay, but I find myself half of my actual game time on Discord. Ain't nothing happening. I'm not even in the game really. Like maybe it's auto farming in the back or something, but I'm literally doing much of nothing in the game because I'm gotta be in Discord talking to people and managing stuff and stuff like that. And it literally takes us out of the game, and I'm not even in the official Discord, so it's literally giving no traffic to Plarium or to their game at all. It's personal server, or a private server. It has no reflection on the game at all.
Mm-hmm. I would like to say a few things, though. I don't think anybody says the good thing. I've heard a lot of people complaining about everything, but there's some things that they do which are amazing. First of all, this game is honestly the first real free-to-play gacha. I really believe so. I mean, from what I've played, I've heard you can play and you can free-to-play, but
you're breaking up a little bit.
The amount of so I was saying that the amount of enjoyment I got out of this game before, usually what I do is I play a game I played Dragon Ball Heroes for a while.
Okay.
And I put in some money just to support the game because I had fun, but I knew I wasn't going to continue. This game actually is so enjoyable as free to play that I wanted to buy things regardless of what was happening.
Just to kind of bolster you up a little bit, even though you're doing fine without it.
Yeah, I wanted to get. My main goal was to get to hard clan boss, and to get to brutal. Just because of the ancient shard drops. I figured once you can get shards, then there really is not a real reason to spend way too much.
Yeah, not a need at least. You don't need to spend. You just time permitted will equal out to the same goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And as far as talking about the good aspects of it, as far as the what directly affects me as a leader is it's to be honest, even though we talked about there isn't much reason to have a clan outside of this, I like the simplicity in what it is to run a clan. I was a pretty active clan leader in Clash, and there was so many aspects of trying to learn different strategies and teaching them to my clan members, and we had the war, and then as I progressed there was builder base and just so many things that a leader would have to keep track, not necessarily keep track of, but keep an eye on, or keep a mental note of what's going on with their clan members in these aspects of the game. So I do like the fact that even if they was to add the second clan boss that they're talking about, then it still wouldn't. I feel like it wouldn't be still overwhelming. You know, it would be something that, you know, you put out maybe a post or you know, a text-based strategy, or even just link content creators video, and it would mass teach most of your clan, you know, the aspects of that new clan boss or of the new difficulty for Ultra Nightmare. You know, like everyone's kind of, especially, you know, with the Sin cluster and Kizzle and his, you know, his clan cluster, everyone's kind of experimenting and realizing that Ultra Nightmare boss is not the same as Nightmare boss was. So, you know, even though it is enough to keep everyone engaged and goals and, you know, even a little difficult at times, it's still kind of simplified in your clan objective. You know, there's still a sense of accomplishment there, but it's simplified. I do appreciate you, you know, coming and speaking to us about, you know, what it's like being a leader of a hard clan. And I see that you have, you know, plenty of insight on other aspects of the game. I will be inviting you back, maybe for a different theme. We can talk, you know, about things on the next community update or something.
Yeah, I would love that, and I had a lot of fun. It's nice talking to somebody.
Yeah, it's
kind of
great.
a vent session. It's like going to your therapist.
Right, especially with this game, boy. It can be pretty nerve-wracking, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, well, until then, happy grinding, and may the shards break in your favor.
And may the shard break in your favor as well. Thank you.
Appreciate you.